Good evening, everybody. We are very happy to be here. I would like to just add a few lines to the introduction. Uttara Bharat is the founder of Nalamdana. She's the one who started this NGO. I'm very glad that she's here with me today to present along. And Oya has been one of the key senior people on the team, and we have about 2 or 3 more veterans in the office who are otherwise held up with other programs. We are a team, so there is no single person responsible for where we are today. With that, we have a small promo film which we made recently, which explains in a nutshell what we do and how we do it. So we thought we will start this program with that. It's just 3 minutes. If you can switch off the main lights, you might be able to see better. So we started in 1993, a small group of people who were linked by a common interest of theatre. So we felt that if we could reach people and tell them about what is good for them in a way that is entertaining and amusing, then we put them in a good frame of mind, and then they are able to receive these messages and retain them. So working towards behavior change, we actually set it up as a non-profit trust, and we sort of believe that entertainment definitely helps in delivering the message. So we started doing these community dramas. We call them community drama because in a street play the format is a little different. About 6 or 7 actors will come and perform on the street, and maybe about 20-30 people will stand around and watch, and they'll quickly disappear. Whereas we had to deliver a lot of good messages, so we wanted to spend more time, and we started using costumes, music, background music, mic, because a crowd, you can see in a school there are about 300-400 children there. So how do you reach them without a mic? So we need a mic. So technically street play you cannot use mic. There are certain formats. So we are calling our format community drama because we do it for the community, and many of our actors come from the community whom we want to reach. So that part-time team it comes from the slums or the villages or the children or the women. They're all part of our team. So you can see that we started off with that. Oops, sorry, I pressed the wrong one. Why did we start? We felt that there was a clear need for jargon-free communication. We could reach women, children, largely illiterate adults in slums and rural areas where over half can barely read. And there were a lot of marginalized audiences. So to go into their space and perform in their home ground in a clearing where everybody will come and watch. And then they watch the whole play, and in the end there's a lot of interaction after the drama. A lot of issues covered in the drama get verbally discussed one-to-one. How do we do it? We knew that it had to be relevant, emotionally appealing and entertaining, because India is home to our film industry and everybody is so taken up with films. We felt if we use just 2 lines from a famous Savitri Shivaji song, everybody knows what is the emotion we are trying to say. So we use background music from the film very cleverly, just 1 or 2 snatches just to establish the mood, and then we move on with the story. So it's a very filmy style of drama and it's very specific. If you see, we have covered so many health issues which are linked to social issues. We found we could not separate them. So if we are talking about not to marry early and have early children, have kids too early and have underweight babies, pannadengo, we want to say that, there is a whole social norm which we have to battle. So we have to cover the whole family. We have to go through go back and then trace it forward, move them from point A to point B. So we have to stay engaged. So sustained up and on. So we have covered alcoholism, adolescent health. These are just list of things where we can't put everything into one play, obviously. So we would do projects for specific issues, and we would cover several years of that, and we would go back to that same area to see what has happened. So we would link them to service providers. Our drama would be an opening tool, and we would link them to the service providers, whatever the issue. Here you see, because we don't believe in short-term band-aid solutions, because we find that just to show accounts, if we go and say we have performed a play, 20 people watched or 50 people watched, that's not getting the job done. What are we trying to do? So we have to have sustainable solutions that help the community assume greater personal responsibility. They have to take ownership of that problem and tackle it from their own levels. So this is what we have aimed at in all our projects. As we worked on this field, we found that drama needed a lot of reminder mediums. Once we go and do a drama and you are giving them a lot of messages, how do they recall and how do they follow up on that? So we found we had to make support materials. So lots of training tools like audios, videos, songs that came from the community, songs that were written by the people for the people. And we would get expert recording facilities and singers to come and sing for us, paying them some token, whatever we can afford. So we would be on par with what is available outside. It shouldn't be a product produced by an NGO in a sort of a stepmotherly treatment we shouldn't get. This should be top class. It should compete with the best. So audio tapes and songs and video films that came from the play. Sometimes a play would get converted into a video film. And this we could put not only in the various communities, schools, colleges, hospitals, villages, towns. We would also put it on TV. We would go to these channels and say, if it's a World AIDS Day, why don't you put our story? We give it you free. So somehow we want people to see this. So we have done short films on various topics, on alcoholism, on child abuse, which is a very delicate topic, which is much in the news today. So even those topics we were able to tackle. Origins, like I said, in '93, a few idealistic youth with a flair for the arts and passion to improve the health of low-income communities started Nalamdana. Nalamdana, Nanna irkingla, are you well? So we took that as our name. And as you know, there was this famous song, Udalum Ullamum Nalamdana, they sang. That was very apt for what we wanted to do. So to have this holistic approach to the whole thing. So it was started by Uttara. She was doing her studies in the US and she got a small grant from Echoing Green Foundation, which is a local grant-making agency in the US. And she had a project to do some innovative communication in her hometown, Chennai. So she came here and then she found this very engaging group of young men in Madurai who were already using street play to tackle AIDS. This was in '93. So by chance they met and then this was born, this group was born. So all the people she knew and who were in sync with her ideas joined. And slowly we sort of evolved into this professional group. So all of us are from different backgrounds, very different in our interests and skills, and we bring all those skills into this NGO. What do? We don't do only drama. We do community drama, yes, that's on the top of the list. That helps us to break the resistance and enter a community, whether it's an urban slum or a village. And we found that we need to support our ongoing work. So we have expanded into films, videos, audio, radio, print, puzzles, because jigsaw puzzles Mari we do on different issues where the kids can assemble them and learn from them. So every tool teaches them something. So we make it in-house. So we seek the best skills for it and produce it. Cable radio and community radio. We have both in two of our projects. Cable radio is in Tambaram, where you have the TB sanatorium, which is now the biggest site in Asia for HIV and AIDS treatment and TB treatment. So we've been running for 6 years a cable radio there. It is set up in the hospital and it links about 20 wards, and daily we reach patients and their caregivers with songs and messages, and lot of the doctors, the counselors, everyone takes part in it. So it was a very unique project which really took off. Unfortunately, as you know, the funding stops after a while. But still we don't have the heart to stop that project because it is really, really so worthwhile. So we are struggling to keep it afloat. Somehow we want funds to just continue that wonderful work that is going on there. So that is one. And because of that, we got a special permission from central government recently to start a community radio in our own office, Neelangare. So we've set up a tower with the help of Rotary Club of Coromandel, RCMC. So they came in with some matching grant, everything, and we put up a tower on our office terrace. And we started engaging all the community around in making of the program. So we launched it in January this year. So we've just started with lot of programs for the people. Won't be preachy, it will have fun stuff because you have to entertain and educate. So the people come themselves and participate in it. So we welcome any number of sponsors for programs, for activities in and around South Madras, we can do that. So that is another project. Then workshops and skills building, always we have followed that up with the drama. Because once you do a drama and you sort of create a lot of interest around an issue, you have to go back to them and teach them the skills on what to do and how to do it, where to go for help. Programs for children and youth, that is an ongoing thing. Where there are projects entirely for children. Because recently we found that if you address the child today, he's the adult in the future. So this we know, but we find through the children we can reach the families, we can reach the caregivers, we can reach through schools, we can reach at home. So we are creating a future of India in that. So we must work with children, whatever we do. In child rights approach we use, and we've done a lot of projects for them. Community drama, we have done it in communities, slums, villages, factories during the shift. When the morning and afternoon shift changes, they get lunch break, we go there and do the drama for them. So on whatever issues that the people need there, and with the help of the factories owners, of course, their own interests. So we cover those kind of things, and then we also work with women's groups and specific groups. So over 1,000 dramas have been performed all over the state in the last 20 years, and we can safely say we've reached more than 1 million people. Direct audience, we have counts of them. Okay, every show we know how many people roughly came, so we keep track of that. And then through workshops and this thing, we train people to reach more people. So indirect, secondary audience and so on. That also we have covered quite a lot. Each drama reaches 600 to 1,000 people, because in the villages we find the crowds are huge. They really come and sit and watch through the night. In fact, we don't have the energy to perform all night like the Terukuthu of those days. We'll start around 6 o'clock and go on 2 hours program. Then the cost of one drama, how much is it? We started with 2,500 rupees 20 years ago. Same thing has now become 25,000 because we have to have a generator, you've got to have mics, lights, the whole thing, the whole works. But for the 25,000, if you see cost of reaching one person is only 32 rupees. See how much we are spending on TV for just one ad which we don't know how many people see. Whereas here, this kind of communication is direct, it is very specific, it's measurable, we can go after them afterwards, we know exactly where they are, and they don't, everybody watches, there's no wastage. So it's really worth it. That 32 rupees it's like a magic number. So we are really worth sponsoring in terms of reach. A workshop and building skills. We've done a lot of training in theatre, because theatre, it's not just a formal play, it's also breaking out of your own mindset and becoming somebody else. So it breaks down a lot of resistance, it helps people to communicate better. So we've been called to do theatre workshops for medical students. This is actually, I think, Stanley Medical College, where they said we are training them to be doctors, but they don't know how to talk to the patients. So how do you communicate? So communication of all kinds. So this workshop helped them to loosen up and learn how to talk to people, how to talk to their patients, how to explain, because our doctors, I don't want to say anything against doctors, but the poorer people feel, they don't know why they're taking a tablet. What is wrong with them, they don't know. How long they should take, they don't know. So this kind of attitude should change. And where do we change it? We go to the training field, go to the medical college, let it start there. Tools, film, audio, video, print, we've done all that. This is a shot of one of the films being made where we use a lot of community people itself to act in it. We don't have great big actors, our own staff who are part of the play, as well as people from that village. So they'll all come and participate, so there's a lot of ownership for that issue. So afterwards, when we go and share that film, we make copies and give it to everybody, there's a lot of interest, and they really use that tool. And we also share it with a lot of other NGOs whom we network with, because being a communication group, we have to network with people who are doing other kinds of work at the ground level, so that when we go back, whatever we make, we can share with them. So we make a lot of copies, and a lot of corporate people have sponsored copies to be given free. So that's another area which we can always look at. The cost of producing a film on a new topic today, with our own in-house stuff, is 12 lakhs. Each film screening, existing film and facilitated discussion can reach 800 to 1,000 people. Cost of one intervention is 14,000. So the cost of reaching one person is 15 rupees. Youth education and leadership program. This is one of the projects that we have, where we help to educate children from deserving backgrounds. So we found when we go to the slums and all, there's a lot of children dropping out of school at 8th grade or 7th grade, not able to complete 12th. They're very bright, but there are a lot of situations in their homes, because of that they are dropping out. Some of them are girls, some of them are even boys. So we started this some years ago, and we used to help them to complete the school, and every summer get them over to attend some workshops and life skills which we run for them. And this is a very successful program, and we have at least 2-3 of them now with IT industries who have started supporting one more child. They are now contributing. So it's come a full circle. So it's a very rewarding program, and we don't want to ever stop it. Annual cost of supporting one student, we charge 10,000 rupees because they come from matriculation schools or state schools or private schools. It can be anything. The only thing, their economic background is low, poor. And then they are bright students. They should score at least so much of marks in which and we make sure they complete it. So we sort of cover their books, uniform, whatever it takes in school, plus get them over for the workshops, and then as a group take them out on outings because we want to expose them. Then we have mentoring program where they can learn about otherwise you ask any child what do you want to be, I want to learn computers, I want to be engineer, same things you will hear. So how do you make them think beyond the fixed norms? So all that goes into that program. It's one of the very successful programs. So cost of one endowment to support a student annually in perpetuity is £1,25,000. So we use the interest to, as soon as that one child finishes 12th, we'll pick another. So now we've expanded to about 25 children, I think. We don't want to expand it too much because we want them to come for these outings, be able to take them out, not drop the quality of that program. Child health and life skills training in schools. This has become very popular now because everybody is talking about life skills. Life skills is nothing but information on reproductive health, which is rarely covered in schools. They don't want to cover it. It's there in the biology class, the teacher doesn't want to talk about it. So we found that a lot of schools welcomed NGOs coming in and helping them out with this. So we started working with the children using again fun and art forms to teach them many things, and they of course picked up very fast, and then the teachers got very interested. We also moved into a teacher training site where we trained the teachers who are, the young ladies who are training to become teachers. They can learn how to handle these topics. So that also was a very interesting project for us. One of the things that came out from one play which we did on child rights, there was one scene on child abuse in the last scene, and we found that had tremendous effect. All the children will come rushing behind the curtain to see what is happening. The very young ones who can't understand what's happening. All the others who can understand will sit where they are and just freeze and listen. And then after the play, they just come up on stage and they started sharing. So many children were facing abuse. So we felt we cannot stop with this drama. What to do next? How can we help that child? How can the teachers help? How can the school help? So we got really involved in that project, and we actually converted that play into a film. It's called Maya Shankar. It's 1 hour, and it got a censor certification with a special letter of recommendation. They said you've done it beautifully, so please show it to all the schools. So we are scouting around for funds to go hire a projector, screen it, and then handle all the questions and train the teachers. So that's a project that's ongoing. So that is one of the very much needed project that's going on. Girls and boys are being abused. So how do we help them? How can we stop this is another thing. What about stopping what is happening? Where do they go? Counseling. So many things are needed that we have to do. So life skills in sex education. Sex education, everybody, a lot of schools think we teach them how to have sex. It's exactly not what we are doing. We are trying to tell them about their own bodies, puberty, changing, feelings, so many things that don't get talked about. And therefore they understand it and they be safe, they will be safe, they will protect themselves. So that is a very key thing. So that is going on very well now, and we are expanding into many more schools all over Chennai. And we are able to share this film with other people, other schools, other authorities who want to take the film and use it. So we are making copies and giving it free. And this, whenever we make a tool, we also see how it can be used and prepare a how to use guideline and give it to them. And they will also give us feedback. Sometimes once we did a jigsaw puzzle years ago, which was about HIV/AIDS. Three puzzles in a box, and it went to somebody in Indonesia. I had gone for some international conference, and we shared it there. That person took it to Indonesia, used it, translated it into their local language. They mailed us. They said, we are using it like this, and it was so exciting for us because this was something that we just never expected that it will go beyond the borders. 1,000 children and 15 teachers reached per school intervention. Cost of one school program is so much, so cost of reaching one child, that is the usual arithmetic we do. This is a set of books that we created to be a support material for that film. So whenever we do a session in the school, this top to tone, there's a set of 6 booklets, beautifully illustrated, dealing with health, puberty, nutrition, various issues for the child, which was all done with children's participation. So the ideas, the drawings, everything came from the children themselves. So this is also given free of cost along with that kit. Cable radio at the Tambaram hospital, which I was telling you about. This is one of the largest facilities in Asia. It treats so many thousands of patients, all from poor background. So we have a short 2-minute testimonial film which will explain what is happening in these sites. So the cost per month is 1,50,000. We are getting some funds through another source, and we are also sort of sourcing co-funders, because sometimes one person is not able to fund the full thing, but something has to be done. So we don't mind. We'll be frank with who's giving how much for what and what do we need, and then they can come in as co-funders and we could still continue with the program. So the monthly cost to reach a new patient is rupees 200. Community radio is the latest one in our office, as I was telling you. So this is called Tendril 91.2 FM, and it has been launched now, and we hope to reach a wider base. Slowly we are building up. We are already partnering with other FM radios which have been started by MOP Vaishnav and Anna University and other non-commercial FM radios. So we will share all our software with them, and they will share with us. Already they're doing it. So it will reach a wider people than the exact geographic reach. So that's the monthly operational cost, and the monthly cost for reaching one person will be 1 rupee. Of course, we are not allowed to advertise and sponsor and all that, except limited, some 2-3 minutes they'll allow. Within that we can take local ads or announcements. Slowly it should become self-sustaining once the radio is becoming popular. So we just started it this year. We have won recognition and support from leading funders over the years, because they actually found us, and once they started supporting us, they found that the projects were going well and they would come again. So Ford Foundation, Clinton Foundation, Rotary Clubs, UNICEF, Gear Foundation India Trust, which was started by Richard Gere, the actor. Then ActionAid, Earthwatch from Boston, World Education from Boston, Tamil Nadu State AIDS Control Organization. Lot of companies, banks, friends, individuals. We welcome any amount from anybody, and we will account for everything and put it to good use. This is our website, which gives you a lot of information. All the things that I've said and much more. You could log in and check us out. Constantly we are updating it and trying to keep it alive. Thank you. We have another small film which I will...
Through this Tendril cable radio programming, we reach out to both HIV and TB infected patients in this hospital. And as an outcome of this program, we witnessed an increased level of change in the attitude and behavior of the patients.
சப்போர்ட் குரூப் மீட்டிங் மூலிமா அங்கே வர லேடி பேஷண்ட்ஸ் தென்றல் நிகழ்ச்சியை கேட்டதுக்கு அப்புறமா தான் ஹஸ்பண்ட் அண்ட் ஒய்ஃப் எங்கள் 2 பேருக்குமே HIV இருக்கு. பட் ஆனால் இதுக்கு முன்னாடி நாங்கள் காண்டம் எதுவும் யூஸ் பண்ணதில்லை. பட் இப்போ தென்றல் நிகழ்ச்சி கேட்டதுக்கு அப்புறமா தான் நாங்கள் இப்போ காண்டம் யூஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம் அப்படின்னு ஷேர் பண்ணிட்டாங்க.
நம்மளோட விருப்பம் இல்லாமல் நம்மளை யாரும் தொடக்கூடாது. அவங்க நம்மளை கட்டாயப்படுத்தினா கண்டிப்பாக அதை பேரண்ட்ஸ் கிட்ட அறிவிக்கணும்.
அப்புறம் யாராச்சும் நம்ம கட்டாயப்படுத்தி கூப்பிட்டா போகக்கூடாது. நம்ம போகும்போது அவங்க ரொம்ப கட்டாயப்படுத்தினாங்களா கத்தி ஹெல்ப் பண்ணுங்க அப்படி சொல்லிட்டு கத்தி நம்ம கூப்பிடணும்.
எப்பவுமே நான் பியூபர்ட்டி பற்றி பேசும்போது எல்லாரும் என்னை தப்பாக தான் பார்ப்பாங்க. அதை பற்றி தேவையில்லாத விஷயம் அந்த மாதிரி தான் சொல்லுவாங்க. ஸோ ஸோ இதை பத்தி எனக்கு நிறைய டவுட்ஸ் இருந்தது, எங்க போய் கேட்கறதுன்னா தெரியல. அப்போ எங்களுக்கு ஸ்கூல்ல நடத்தின லைஃப் ஸ்கில்ல வந்து இதை பத்தி நிறைய நடத்தினாங்க. என்னை பத்தி நான் நிறைய தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டேன். எனக்கு பியூபர்ட்டி பத்தி இந்த டவுட்ஸ் எல்லாமே நான் கத்துக்கிட்டேன்.
என் கிராமம் குப்பச்சிப்பாறுல நலமான நாடகம் போட்டாங்க, அதை பார்த்தோம். டைலட் கட்டணும்னு தோணுச்சு, நாங்கள் கட்டிக்கிட்டோம்.
18 வயசுக்குள்ள இருக்கிற பொண்ணுங்களுக்கு ஆண்களுக்கு தான் கல்யாணம் நடக்கின்ற ஒரு தெளிவான ஒரு பாயிண்ட் சொன்னீங்க. ஒரு 18 வயசுக்கு மேல போய் கல்யாணம் போடுறது ஒரு நல்ல ஒரு அர்த்தம்.
இது எனக்கு இது வரைக்கும் நான் எங்கேயும் அவ்வளவா போனது கிடையாது, எங்கேயும் அவ்வளவா பேசினது கிடையாது. இங்க வந்துதான் நான் ரொம்ப பேச கத்துக்கிட்டேன், பலரை கத்துக்கிட்டேன். யாருக்கிட்டையும் அவ்வளவு மிங்கிள் ஆக மாட்டேன். இப்ப நிறைய பேர்கிட்ட ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் நிறைய ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் இப்ப கிடைச்சிருக்கீங்க.